What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Guys, this is Queen Sugar, Season 1, Episode 6, as promised. Scenes open up with Nova and your girl Chantal at the radio station. You guys might know Chantal. She's played by Reagan Gomez, who was Zaria on The Parenthood, which was a show I loved, and I'm super excited to see um, Reagan back on, what do they call this? Mainstream TV? I don't know. Network TV, network television. Anyway, they're at the radio station and they're trying to have a serious discussion with these radio jocks about Nova's article regarding the injustice with these black men here in this parish in Louisiana, or in Louisiana, period. And it's going good, and then as soon it takes this turn where they start shucking and jiving and cutting the monkey about Charlie and Davis and their situation with this woman. And it's completely inappropriate. It's obnoxious. And as far as I'm concerned, it's to be expected, especially when you're dealing with people who have no investment in your family and no sense of professionalism. But Nova, kind of tries to bring them back on track. That's not very successful. We see her eventually, after these guys have gone on and on talking about this woman, how fine she was, and I would have hit it too. Just completely out of order. And she says, why do we always blame the victim? Why is it always the victim's fault? Of course, we know Nova. We know how Nova meant that. But back at Aunt Vi's house, Aunt Vi is listening to the whole thing. She's folding laundry. In comes Charlie. Charlie hears Nova's voice and asks Aunt Vi what it is, and Aunt Vi tells her. And she is just in time to hear the rude comments from the jockeys, the disc jockeys, and Nova's response. And of course, she takes it, from her perspective in her own way. And she's upset about it. She's pissed off about it. And so we know we're going to revisit that later. I was low-key disappointed in Nova. I have to say this because it just seems like you would have been a little better prepared. I don't know. I really don't 100% buy Nova as this sort of blustering, confused, type. I don't know. She seemed like she always ready. So it was just a little odd. I'm not saying she did it on purpose. I'm just saying, okay, Nova. All right. Anyway, later on we see Charlie talking to Aunt Vi, and talking about Prosper. She's just trying to gather her all together because you got bigger fish to fry. Nova don't mean it like that, and we need to focus on this dinner tonight. I'm gonna cook something real good for Brother Prosper, and when he comes over here, I want you to make sure you tell him what he needs to hear, because he needs to be the farm manager for Borderline Land. Okay? And we break back to Chantal, the chick, Reagan Gomez from Nova, and it's obvious that We learned last episode that Nova got a propensity for guys and girls, all very, very beautiful. She like them pretty now. She like the beautiful people. White, black, red, green, male, female. She likes them. She likes them all. Shout out to Grapes. Um, and they have a little flirtation banter, obviously. Chantal want to get with her. She makes a comment about Chantal's necklace, and next thing we know, she wearing the necklace. Oh, that was a little fun. Anyway, it was a steamy, steamy scene. Steamy. Mm. Then we see Vi Blue and Aunt Vi Blue and Ralph Angel. She's gonna take Blue to church. She's talking to Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel's out there on the farm, and she want him to come to church. And little Blue say, please come to church, Pop. He's just so cute. He's just so cute. He can't go to church. He got other things he got to get done. So pulls out this wad of money, gives Aunt Vi some money. She said, "Where you get that money from?" Ain't that the same thing Papa Bordelon asked Ralph Angel in the first episode? We don't know why Ralph Angel went to jail. There is some reference later on when he's talking to Nova about how long he has on his probation. But we still don't know why Ralph Angel went to jail. But it's clear that his family, they are not fools. What he went to jail for was stealing. Guaranteed. Okay? So it seems like the obvious answer because it is what? The obvious answer. And she gave him this long, slow look, like I got my good eye on you, Ninja. I got my good eye on you, little boy. Okay? All right. So later on we see Ralph Angel, he at work talking to this light skinned cat, which I'm like, since when light skinned cats become so egregious? So in your face. Like what's going on, Ralph Angel? What didn't we talk to you about this last week? What's happening? Ralph Angel want to stop doing all this. Now, so really, really, Ralph Angel, really? You think you can dance with the devil by the pale moonlight and you don't have to pay the cost? Come on now, where they do that at? All day, every day. What you reap, you sow. Mm. He don't want to do it. The guy letting him know. I remember before when I was playing your friend, I was playing. Okay, you gonna do this. You can't get out. You get out, you gonna have to get jumped out. And we see later on this happens. He wants to come out. He wants to see the property. He wants Ralph Angel to use his land to hide this stolen property. Ralph Angel done come to himself. He don't want to do this. He don't want to get involved in this anymore. And the guy low key threatens him. Just blatantly threatens it's ridiculous. I was like, be careful. Be careful. Be careful, y'all. Be careful who you telling your business to. Okay? A lot of people trying to see how they can make it work for themselves. Okay? This small talk, people seem like they excited for you, but they not really. They really trying to make sure you're not getting too far ahead of them, and they trying to figure out how they can prosper from it. That's a lesson right there. That is a lesson. That's a lesson not only for us as African Americans, that's a lesson for our African American children. Be careful now on this Twitter and this tweeting and this Instagram and all that, letting people know what you got going on. Teachable moment. uh, then we see Remy and Charlie. He lets her know they're out of the seed cane at LSU. And she can get it from out of town, but it's going to take weeks to get it. This is a no-go. Okay, but he lets her know that he's gotten a grant. Okay, he's not just, I won't say just a farmer, because farmers are a valuable, important part of this country's resources and food chain. But he lets her know he has many layers and many dimensions. He's a professor. Okay, he's an engineer, agriculture engineer, and he's got his own strain of seed. No one wants to try it because no one, everybody's steeped in tradition. They don't want to risk their farm on this new strain. But the borderlands are in this perfect place, and God sort of puts them in this perfect storm, which seems like a place of drowning, um, to meet the perfect opportunity, the right blessing in Remy Newell, because he's a smart man, he's an educated man, and he's got, his own strain of seed cane that he believes in passionately, and he sells that to her. And he loved her daddy. He was good friends with Papa Bordelon. This is the answer. And she goes for it. We see that later on. I mean, she has no choice, but also it it's apparent to me and Charlie, obviously Nova and Ralph Angel and Violet, that it's the right choice. Okay. And he wants her to take a chance, and she does. Then we see Nova talking to Too Sweet. He calls, y'all, he barely holding on. She can hear it in his voice. He barely holding on. He's gonna break. He's a very young age. He's been through multiple surgeries now. He's still so bruised and so battered, and his spirit is willing, but his flesh is weak. And she can hear it in his voice. She doesn't shift herself to a place of panic. She stays very, very strong, very, very decisive on the phone with him, but you can hear in his voice that he is wavering, um, and that he's gonna break. He's about to break, and oh, it breaks my heart, y'all. Um, then we see Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi's dinner, y'all. She done put on a dinner. Okay. It's Remy, Aunt Vi, Prosper, Charlie. In comes Nova. Nova's got a bottle of wine. She goes to hug Charlie, and Charlie's like, about that shit you said about my husband and his mistress being a victim. Oh, she's not here for it. She is defensive, and she's offended, and she's not thinking rationally. Okay, she knows her sister. It doesn't mean it, in a derogatory way. But if you can't lash out at family and still be loved, who can you lash out at and still be loved? And um, Remy and Ralph Angel in the front room listening to them argue, and they try to keep talking like ain't nothing going on. Violet comes out and says we need to get the wine poured immediately because there's about to be some fracking knackle. Okay. Um, they then we see this conversation that Charlie unleashes, that was, I think, was kind of crass. But again, they all family, and obviously they consider Remy family. She's like, "Oh well, really? You think she's the victim? If she's such a victim, why is she taking a $3 million payoff for this all to go off?" I say, "Damn, that's an expensive piece of ass." I was like, "No, Aunt Vi, it's not the ass that's expensive. It's the sin that's expensive. Infidelity is expensive. Selling your soul to the devil is expensive." Okay, we see Prosper Denton. I like Prosper Denton. He is the last vestige and reminder of their father in terms of um, wisdom and strength. Physically, they're in front of them. As they've seen with their dad. So I like Prosper Denton. I always like Prosper Denton in low. He says, he tells them, how I heard y'all gonna do one harvest and then you gonna sell. I'm not gonna help you if you're gonna do that. Your daddy worked hard. This is what he wanted. This is not how we're gonna honor them. So tells them he's gonna take his regular salary plus 10% cut of the fall harvest. And for him to ask for 10% cut means he feels like he can bring this harvest to full fruition and be prosperous. Okay? Um, he lets them know it's gonna take hard work. But more important than hard work, it's gonna take y'all working together like they daddy wanted them to. And so then we see planting time. They're all out there. There's some migrant workers and all of the siblings are out there. Aunt Vi's watching little boy Blue. Remy asked Ralph Angel for some extra shovels. He said, yeah, they out in the shed. Remy tried to go to the shed. Ralph Angel tell him, woo, 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 woo. So lock on that shed. Let me get the key and I'll get him and you go head on. Well, the shed is at the back door of the house. So when he goes into the shed, Aunt Vi's looking. She got little Blue there she taking care of. And she say, as he goes into the shed and he looks up under blue tarp and them phones up under there. He done took from this doggone warehouse. Okay. And ooh, she tell him, she said, I don't remember that shed having a lock on it. He give her some little lame excuse. Try to send her on her way. And just trying to poo poo her and send her on her way like she ain't smart. She's standing there looking at him like, boy, I done been with enough men to know a liar a lie when I hear one. Basically. It's hard work. And they break for lunch. Prosper didn't run a tight ship, boo. Okay? Hard work. They break for lunch. Charlie tell Remy she feel guilty. She feel guilty because she got to leave after lunch because Davis and Micah is coming. So we also see Nova and Ralph Angel straddling behind and they talking privately amongst themselves. And she just is pissed off. She just don't understand, why Charlie's so mad. I mean, she refuses to see how her comment could have hurt Charlie. And I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it, Nova. I think you hurt Charlie. Okay? And you blaming Charlie on your hurt feelings on Charlie. y'all, this is human nature, I tell you what. And I was proud of Ralph Angel when he spoke up and told her to cut Charlie some slack. You know, it ain't easy having all this stuff dumped in your lap with the paparazzi and the man you loved and cherished all these many years and had a child with. You find out he ain't shit. And she is taken aback and she listens, understands, change the subject. It ain't always about words. Sometimes it's just about changing and doing better. We don't always need an apology. Sometimes we just need you to go on, fix it, change it, do better next time, okay? Um, she asked him about his parole time. She asked him about work and then parole time. He got another year on his parole. You gotta take parenting classes. They watching him with a magnifying glass. Okay, we see Davis and Micah. The way Aunt Vi hugged Micah. That's what every child needs. Every child needs to know that family first. That your family gonna always have your back. Your family gonna always love you. And that's what that deep two arms and squeeze real tight and a little pat on the back tells you. Ohana. Ohana means family. Family means no one left behind. Oh, y'all ain't gonna make me cry. Y'all, nope. Let's keep going. Um, he asked about where Davis asked about where Charlie is, and she said she out in the field. He said, "Where's Charlie?" I told you she out in the field. She come walking up with Remy, and her and Micah laugh and hug and Kiki, get me dirty and he looking at her with Remy, and Remy is looking all together lovely. Okay, he got the poom, peck, 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 and then he got them packs, pack, pack, He look good. You ain't the only fine light skinned brother out there, Davis. FYI. Okay? All right. His face is ever so cracked. Charlie sent Michael on in the house to get him something to eat. And she introduces Davis and Remy. Davis, this is Remy Newell. And I'm trying to remember if she tell him right then that Remy is a engineer and a professor, or if she tells him after Remy walk off. But anyway, my one thing I noted is that Remy noticed the uncomfortability right there at that moment. You know, y'all two alpha males, and it's like Remy said, "Well, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna go on inside and get me something to eat." That's that southern charm. See, I ain't got to bark at you. Okay, I can bow gracefully. I done already won. When I got up this morning and was not an adulterer and cheater, a liar, and a man that okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I ain't got to argue with you, sir. Uh-uh. Then we see Davis and Nova. Nova, Davis trying to have a small talk. And I read your article and shame how they do black men. When I tell you Nova reached in his pockets and took all his lunch money, she dumped out his book bag. And kicked his books all over the hallway. I'm talking about she shaded him so hard. She read him for filth, for dust. Okay, she read him down to crumbs. Okay, okay. She told him, how'd you get here? Private plane. Yeah, I can't deal with all that paparazzi. It's just too much. You got a private driver, and you're gonna compare yourself to a 17-year-old kid who can't even afford a public defender because y'all both black. She said, no, 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 no. Your privilege allows you way more freedoms than this little black boy, and calls him narcissistic. He can't say nothing. Everywhere you turn right here on this borderline land, you gonna get two to the belly and one to the head. Okay? These borderlines ain't finna let you off. Okay? You done hurt one of theirs. Not just one of theirs, but two of theirs. Micah and Charlie. Okay? Don't come here with that bull crap, and don't come down here thinking you gonna sugarcoat and shade us. Pee over our head and make us think it's raining. No, sir. Have several seats. Okay? Just outside the property line, because you're not welcome here. Ooh. So we see Nova later on. She in the car. She thinking. And she decides to go take $10,000 out of that $100,000 that Charlie done put into a border loan account. And she decides to go and pay the bail bondsman for Too Sweet. Now, it's not good in terms of she hadn't talked to nobody about it. And I think had she had the conversation with somebody about it, she could have got that 10 grand easy. But at the same time, didn't nobody hear that boy's voice on that phone and have that sense in their belly that he was going to break? And in her mind, if she saved this one boy, it will all be worth it. She's trying to get him out of jail, y'all. And it ain't right, but I understand. We're gonna revisit that next week, okay, y'all? Um, Ralph Angel and the co-worker began to fight. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. What job you own where they allow three other brothers to dudes to hold a man while another man beats him up? What I mean, that is okay. All right. It's okay. Ralph Angel decides that he wants to leave that job. He can't work with them no more. He can't work with these people. Not after he done stole with them and told them that he ain't finna deal with them no more. He ain't finna steal no more. And his boss, he crooked anyway. We already know that from him stealing folks' hours. And he tell him, you fired. Ralph Angel said, I was hoping. He asked me, you gonna quit, Ralph Angel? So I was hoping you lay me off. He said, no, you're fired. So Ralph Angel said, he said, I'll call your parole officer and let you know you ain't got a job. This is what the boss say. Ralph Angel say, okay, you go ahead and call him, and I'm gonna let him know about them hours you been shortchanged. Let's see how he feel about that. Okay. But if you tell him I was laid off, we ain't gotta talk about them hours. Okay, Ralph Angel. Okay. Okay. I see. I see you now. I see you now. Okay. This how you get out of a hole. You stop digging. Okay, use your brain. I like this. I like this. You just got cuter. You just got cuter. Okay. Come through, coffee. Let's see. Ooh, later on, Ralph Angel fixing old Blue's meal dinner. Get a knock at the door. It's the cops. Now, y'all know they need a warrant to search your house, but when you a parolee, they don't have to have all that. Okay, it's one thing for them to be disrespectful, but when you a parolee, you really don't get no respect. Not from the police. So they want to search the house. They go to searching the house. They look through everything, and Ralph Angel, he dials Aunt Vi's number, give it to Blue, tell Blue to go in his room, and when Aunt Vi answer, you tell her to come down here. So they search everywhere. They get to the shed. They go in the shed, open that shed. Puts his coat on, goes out to open the shed. Opens the shed. Cop goes in there. Ralph Angel is just, he prepared. He is prepared. He is prepared to deal with the consequences. Why he wouldn't come home immediately and move them phones, I don't know. I don't know. Did you think that $6 lock? Okay. All right, y'all. Anyway, they go search the shed. Ain't no phones. Now, I already tweeted it for y'all who follow me on Twitter about Ralph Angel. I hope I'm by move them phones. Well, the look on his face when the cops say, okay, nothing here. Thanks for your time. He is just like, he is so relieved. He is so relieved. And it's not just relief. It's this moment that he realizes he is being given a second opportunity by God, by universe, by everyone. And he never thought he would get this second chance. And I'm here for that moment. This actor, Coffee, he's very good with his expressions, his facial expressions. Really, really is more of the script than what the script is. Good actor, y'all. Real good actor. Police go on. He walked back in the house. Aunt Vi standing there with her legs crossed. Okay, and she say, he makes a comment about they looking for some, stolen phones. She said, well, did they find them? He said, no. She said, good. Well, they won't find them. Well, they ain't gonna never find them. Cause they at the bottom of the bayou. He accepts that and he goes on. Nothing more has to be said. It also said, I got your back. Quit carrying on like you by yourself, Ralph Angel. Like you just got you to think about. All of us are dependent on this harvest. All of us are dependent on this thing working. Okay? Get your shit together, Ralph Angel. All of that was said. without being said. And oh, Ava, I just want to hug you. Uh, oh, this show. Ooh. Charlie Davis and the lawyer. She explains the stipulations the of the settlement. They can't talk about it. They can't discuss it. Okay. Uh, Everybody agrees. Oh, they signed the paperwork. This woman hadn't signed the paperwork because she wants to have a sit down with Davis. Remember? So the lawyer, Davis excuses the lawyer after they sign the paperwork, and he tells Charlie that prep. I'm telling y'all that pre-prep, them disclaimers. Watch them disclaimers. I don't know what she gonna say when we go in here. I just, I'm just not. You already know then. Did it? This is it's about to go down. They go in. Charlie, he says, I didn't rape this woman. Charlie said, well, I know you didn't rape her. I know you didn't rape her. That much I do know. And they hold hands and walk on in there. Walk on in there and sit down. And she's a beautiful woman. She seemed much more beautiful than she did last season. I mean, last episode. So sit down and she goes to read her letter. Lawyer tell him she gonna read a letter, and then you gonna have an opportunity to respond. So she reads the letter and she tells him, I've known you for 3 years. Okay, we've had a relationship, a friendship, and I trusted you. Okay, and I really felt like when we went back up to party with the team, it was gonna be me and you. But you to say you got a call from your son, Micah, and he's having an asthma attack. And you leave, giving me some money. Now she's then cuts to getting when she gets out the shower. Now I'm not really sure why you showered in a room full of men you don't know. But we're not gonna blame the victim. Felix and Eddie confront me. I told them I was your girl. They say you already paid. You already been paid for. I was a little thrown back as she read this. She didn't have no tears, but I can see how one would go numb from something so horrifying. The look on his face was like, can we please wrap this up? Oh, you are a monster, Davis. You are. Hmm. Um, she pulls out her phone. Boom. Cause he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even have anything to do with this. I don't even know. And no, okay, she pulled out her phone. And it's a tape recording of him calling her and wanting to know what's going on. Hey baby, what's happening? Baby. Baby. Baby? Charlie is like this. She can't blink. Cause if she blinks, she might crack into a million pieces. You ever been on the brink of losing your mind? Ooh, y'all don't know. He gives her all of this disrespectful conversation about you started out doing gang bangs and now you don't want to do gang bang. He telling her all this on the phone. It's evident. All of this would have came out in court. Thank God for $3 million. I ain't never seen a man look more wretched and ridiculous and dirty and animal like in all my days. It looked like he don't just walk on all fours. It looked like he drag himself around on his belly. And to boot, you just dumb to call a woman. You ain't got no more respect for your family than to cover your bases. Charlie stands up and apologizes to the woman. Tells her she's sorry. She is truly sorry. And she runs out and leaves. And in that moment, you could just see the cloud of shame and pain and devastation in the way she runs out of that room. He tries to catch up with her, and she tells him it's over. She tells him, "You're a monster." And as the elevator doors close, she tells him it's over. She can't never lay up under this man again. She can't never sit across the dinner table from this man again. What this woman has read to her is one thing, but to hear his voice on that phone, so cold, so callous, it breaks her spirit. And you can see it on her face. It broke my heart. It really did broke my heart. And now, when she got to go back and talk to her son, she can't even tell her son how horrible his daddy has been. That's the end of the episode, y'all. I done went on 40 something minutes, and I'm so sorry. But this was an important episode. This is the turning point. This sort of severs Charlie from um, Texas and Los Angeles and brings her back full time to borderline land, to Louisiana. And now we're going to really, really see this family's, the layers within this family, the secrets and the diversity within this family, and all the auxiliary moving parts. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please check me out on all my social media, Instagram, Twitter. Please like, thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who subscribed. And until next week, you guys, I holla.